Welcome to this video where I'm going to do something a little bit different. This is actually something that was asked for in one of the comments, so thank you very much for asking this. So there are different ways that you can be conducting when you're doing it. As you'll see, generally when I conduct, I hold my hymn book in one hand and I'm using my one hand to be conducting, and that's just how I've always done it, and it makes sure I can be reading the music. I don't generally have a music stand close to me, so I just hold it in my one hand and then I'm just conducting with the one hand. So that definitely works. But if you do have a music stand, something that you could then do is, if you want, you can be, let me just put that down, music stand again. There are a couple of things you can be doing. So the one suggestion is that you can actually use your left hand, or your non-dominant hand, I'll use my left hand, to be just beating out the time and to be keeping time as you're doing your pattern with whatever the pattern is that you're going to be doing. Something else that you can do, and sometimes we see this in a general conference, there are some of the choir directors that do this, is that at the beginning of the verse they use both hands to bring in the beginning, and then after the first bar or so they drop their hand, the non-dominant hand, and they just conduct through it, and then at the end they use both hands again to kind of just finish off and just close it all together. So it's obviously to add emphasis and just to say, yeah, we're coming together at this point, so we're going to do it. If you are conducting for a choir, you can also just literally do a mirror image. And if you want to be using your one hand, maybe you should be showing the volume, and when you want to get smaller or louder, and the other hand just to be keeping the time. So if you're conducting with the choir, there's certainly a lot more flexibility. You don't even have to beat the pattern. And certainly I'm a music leader in primary, and I hardly ever beat out the pattern when I'm conducting for the children. I'll often actually use my hand to show the pitch as I'm singing. Sometimes I'm doing actions, all sorts of different things, and sometimes the more important thing is just with your face showing what expression, mouthing the words nice and clearly so they can follow the words and almost really see how to sing the words just by looking at your face and being able to follow along with it. So for sacrament meeting, we often tend to just make sure that we're beating the pattern and we're doing it so we don't detract from the reverence of sacrament meeting. But if you're leading a choir, there's no rules about how you conduct it. The biggest thing is that you're communicating with the choir members and you're helping them to sing together in unison. So as long as you are able to do that, you can use your entire body for that. Sometimes as I'm singing, I find myself moving and almost dancing as well while I'm moving, just kind of moving to the beat. Especially sometimes if we're in Africa, and sometimes we do things that just feel like you need to just be moving a little bit. You can't just stand completely still. So there's definitely no rules about how you should be conducting for a choir. Primary as well, I think it's very appropriate to use your entire body. So I'll sing one verse of hymn 58, Come Ye Children of the Lord, where I demonstrate just beating out the time with my left hand, and then I'll also do it again where I show just to close it, starting and ending the verse with both hands so that you can see how to do it. So let's do it.